Hello, GM, everyone. Am I loud and clear? I'm gonna get thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Nice, 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 nice. Nice for you to join us. Rafael on me. Nice to join us, Esther. Yeah. So how you guys been? Esther, is this like your third time or your fourth time?
GM Dami, GM Oluwa person. I did not see the name. My name is Esther, and I think it's my third time. Yeah.
I can tell people that like actually coming here, you know. So well, I would advise you guys keep making it call because there are always going to be gifts done. Or it's just that super team is kind of engaged right now. So the whole community is kind of stretched because there's hackathon and there's just a lot of events going on and all. So, but other than that, man, everywhere has been good. So yeah, I please if you know you watched the video I put up in the group, please just type watch in the group in the chat box. Just type what. Okay, okay, okay. So the thing now is even if this is going to be why haven't you? It's important you watch it. You see the thing is even if this is going to be recorded, I needed everybody to have seen that video first because I'm not going to play the video live when you have the video and some added advantage since we're all together in the group, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So yes, can I quickly get like what we learned in the last class? So very quickly, just give me something in the chat box, anything very quickly. Let's use like the next 20 seconds to do that. So yeah, I also said that we should try and revise. So I hope you revised at least. What did you learn exactly? Okay, how to use textures. Okay. You learned how to use textures. And then rendering with Eevee. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. Still waiting for other answers. You learned more about textures too. More nice because you started, so which is good. That's actually nice and interesting. How to render videos, amazing. So you know that Blender is also a video editing software. It's something that other softwares can't really do, but Blender can. Most times, the softwares that can do it, any Premiere Pro can't, Filmora can't, even your CapCut can't, but After Effects can sequence your images. Blender can do that too, so that's actually amazing. You tell me. Blender is actually amazing, so it's good. So is that all? So I want to ask a question. If you have a 3D animation of maybe a short intro, trying to introduce Superteam NG to your camera. So it's a short intro, like maybe you can visualize like maybe light, and then your camera reveals the logo 3D of your logo in 3D of Superteam NG, and your video right is 300 frames. So if your video is 300 frames, how many seconds is that video? If your video is 300 frames and you are using your frame rate, nobody asks me your frame rate. Your frame rate is 24. If you check it inside, you see what your frame rate is. Remember, I taught all this. So if you have a video, I'm going to put it in the chat box. What's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? That was correct. 12.5 seconds. I don't know. I hope you understand how we arrived at this. I hope you understand how we arrived at this. An animation of 300 frames is running at 24 frames per second. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. So how many seconds is the animation? So you know if you are running it at 30 frames per second, it's going to be shorter. It's going to be shorter. That's the meaning. So no worries, no worries. We are doing well. So introduction to animation. So we are finally here, the place where we have actually been earning and eager to get. So so now animation is making an object move or change shape over time. Objects can be animated in many ways. So now let me explain something to you. Everything you see in animation is not until you see from the beginning of the animation, from the intro to the movie, the main movie, that's animated movies, what I'm saying now. All are called animations. You understand? So remember, all we do is we have sequence of images where we render something, and when you join all of them together, it will produce the main animation. So whether you render it as PNG sequence or you render it as a video, it's actually an animation if you are moving from frame 0 to frame 1. This is frame, not seconds. Don't forget. So the different ways you can animate an object, you can move the whole object. That's changing their position, orientation, in size, in time. Animation has to do with in time because when it is changing, it is from how many seconds ago or how many minutes ago to the new time. Now, the second way you can animate is deforming them, animating their vertices or control points. When they say deforming an object, example, the 3D character that you have, when you bend the hand, you have deformed the object. The third one is inherited animation. This is an animation as a result of animating another object and make another one animate. So let me explain something to you. Imagine you create a tire in Blender and you want it to move. So you can create a bone to the side of the tire and you tell the bone that when I rotate you, the tire will move. That is what they call the inherited animation. So you see here, they are saying, telling you, causing the object to move based on the movement of another object. So this is an object moving in relation to another object. So that's what you get. So now, state colors. This is very important. So when you open your blender, you see everything in gray. Most times when you see them in gray, it means nothing has been happening to them. There's no animation. There's no form of change to what you have in your blender. So now we're going to go through all of them. Gray, you can see it's saying not animated. Now the next one is yellow. Keyframe on the current frame. That yellow means that frame, if it's at frame 0, it is yellow. Do you understand? The next one I want to tell you is green. Now, green means keyframed on a different frame, meaning it is keyframed on maybe, okay, like now, if we're at frame a second, and the second frame, maybe frame 2. If you move to frame 3, your yellow will turn to green because it is telling you that it is keyframed. It has been keyframed, though that value has been keyframed, but it's on a different frame, whether it's frame 2, whether it's frame 5, it can't tell you yet, but just know that it is not on 3. Now, orange means you have changed it. You manually like entered there and changed it, but it is still not on that same original keyframe. This is a new keyframe you're trying to make it. If you don't bring your automatic keyframe, it will not affect its change. And then purple means controlled by a driver. This driver is just a little bit advanced, but let's just share Blender so that we can begin to understand things we're trying to say. I have like how many Blender projects open at the same time? Okay, I hope. Yes, this is the one I'm open to. So let's bring in an object, image, cube. Now look, I'm in wireframe mode, don't be scared. I'll come to object basic mode. Now look at my timeline. I'm going to move my middle mouse button to move. Look at them from, let's look, this is frame 1, it's ending at 250. We can make the 250, since it's for teaching's sake, let's just make it 50 frames. Now if I zoom out, you will see that from 50, this other place is short out, like from 1 to 50. Now, if I press N, shortcut N, it will bring out this menu bar at this left here. Now, even if I don't press N, if you come here, look at this short arrow at the top edge. If I just drag it to come out, just drag it small to come out. So now there is view. This view is how you view. So meaning you can, we treated how to do your camera to view. Like now, there's our camera. Okay, I deleted the camera. I can change my camera to always automatic to view or not. This is my clipping. This is my focal length. Remember, this is your viewport. Now, your viewport still has its own focal length, different from the camera's own. But I'm not going there, sharp, but no problem. So tool now is whatever object you have, whatever thing you have active here. This is just a quick tool. It's different from when you have your normal object properties, which is this. Because this is your natural object properties. Can you see? You can see some of them are like now transform is here. And this one's affect only locations appearance. They are here, but most of the time they are seen as relations. You can see there are many other options. That is why the main object property is always going to be different from the menu here. So if you come to item is this item that is this box. Location, this is your location on X, Y, and Z. This is your rotation on X, Y, and Z, and this is your scale on X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do a very quick demo so you watch what I'm trying to see. In case you are not seeing. So now, if I'm trying to move my blender a bit so that now you can bring this out. It will show you summary. If you see short arrow towards your head, if you bring it out in case you want to know now. This summary is telling me that nothing is keeping here. If this is at 0 now, this is x-axis. If I right click and insert a keyframe, all of them are yellow now. I can actually even say, let me undo, because I want to do it just one of them. Is X. I want to insert a single keyframe. You can see here they say insert keyframes. It will take out all of them there. Insert a single keyframe, just X. If I come to frame 10, can you see as I went to frame 10, it turned green? It is telling me that, guy, you have keyframed this thing, but it was not on 10. That is why it's green. If it was purple, what does it mean? It means that it was driven. If it is yellow, it means that the yellow is, okay, if I go back, just press this one, they say jump to the previous keyframe. This one is jump to the next keyframe. Oh, I've not keyframed this yet, so there's no next. There's only going to be previous. This one means going to endpoint, jump to endpoint, like beginning endpoint or end endpoint. That's like the other end. See, if I take it to the other end, you can see it's at 50. This is current frame, this is end frame. End frame is 50. If I zoom out, look at where the green is 50. If I come here to beginning point 1, you can see it's showing here 1, so that is the current frame. Now watch. Can you see it's yellow? Yellow is indicating, remember green means it's not animated. Yellow means it is keyframe. There is a keyframe on this frame here. There is like you have animated this keyframe. That's what it's trying to tell you. So now, so that's just exactly what it means. Keyframed on the current frame. Now I went to 10, it turned green because it's telling me that guy it has been keyframed but it's not on this level. Then that's what I'm trying to say. So now what I'll do, I'll just right click. No, I'll move it. Because remember, we're animating. So it needs to be movement. I'll press G and X to align it along this axis. You see, if I do G and X, it remove from green. Do you know I remove from green? Now it's telling me that I have changed the value. I moved along the X axis. I have changed the value to 10. Meaning I changed the value. But it's not showing green because it was only showing green because we left that frame, but we didn't do anything to the object. Now that you have perfected change to the object, you've made changes. So automatically it turns green. And so it turns orange. If I right click and insert, now comes yellow. Now I have to give him. Look at these two frames. If I slide, it will come back to 1, come back to 10, come back to 1. So at frame 1, it was here. If I press jump to the next keyframe, which is 10, it was here. So that's just what animation is. Meaning you can come to frame 25 and say it was up here, but then if you take it up, it means you are dealing with what? Z axis. So in that instance, most times what you do is you right click and insert keyframes. So you can say replace keyframe. This replace keyframe there is not telling you insert because there's a keyframe on one of them. Watch, if I do replace keyframe to take everything, because now I choose the one of keyframes, not the one of one single keyframe. I just undid my button. So basically, animation is actually very simple. It's just the movement of objects or elements or vertices or edges or faces or effects from one point to the other or from a state to the other. I know I said state, meaning the animation can be letters that turned into liquid. It's animation because they turned into liquid. So let's just keep moving on. So basically, this is what all has to do when it comes to all of them here. Purple is driven. I didn't add any driver. But I added a driver to this particular one. It means anything you do here, it will not respond. Why? Because if the driver attached to this value already, you can see all of them might transform. Now you can also do rotation. Don't forget, we're only just dealing with transform now. Now, rigging, which is a very important one. Rigging is a general term used for adding controls to objects, especially and typically for the purpose of what animation. When I showed my character that time and had bones, that's rigging. Rigging is just use of objects, constraints, bones, or anything to move another object. When I explain the principle of a tire rolling, I have a bone at the side, and when you roll the bone, the tire moves. That is a kind of constraint, but guess what? It is still a rig. So back then when I was learning Blender, I thought rigging just only meant creating rigs to creating rigs like amateurs, that's use of bones or skeletal bones to move your characters, to move your monsters and all, but that's not just rigging. Guess what? Cars are rigged. So now if you turn one, there's something called a four-wheel car and two-wheel car. That if you move the front two wheel, the other two will move. So that's how it is. If you move the car and stop the car will behave like the original way cars behave in real life. That's complete rigging, not rigging of elections, please. Not rigging of elections. So as as a designer, when you hear rigging now, your mind now you will now be asking which rigging. Before this class, when you hear rigging, you think they're rigging election. But now, when you hear rigging, you be like, is it animation rigging or rigging of ballot boxes? Yeah, amen. So yeah, so rigging of phone involves using one or more of the following features. So amateurs, I told you, this allows mesh objects to have flexible joints and is often used for skeletal animation. Second one, constraints to control the kind of animations that make sense and add functionality to the rig. Functionality. So guess what? This can constraints. You see this armature. You can also add constraints to the armatures, meaning I have bones in the character of the body, but I'm still going to create tiny boxes or maybe the bone of the head. So if I want to move the head, I don't need to touch the bone of the head. I will touch that constraint. Yeah. So now mesh deformation. This one is for object modifiers. I explained to you how modifiers are. So with modifiers, you can see you can bevel your object, you can bend your object, you can deform your object. If you keyframe your deformation, you have done animation. And it's a form of rigging too. So you can see you're saying mesh deformation can be quite involved. There are multiple modifiers that can help control this. Can you see shape keys? Very important. That's number 4. Shape keys are just how do I even put this? If your object, I'm going to give you a quick demo of all this, don't worry. And 5 is drivers. So your rig can control many different values at once, as well as making some properties automatically update based on changes elsewhere. Meaning for drivers, you just go and change the value of that thing somewhere else, but from where your location or your rotation or your scale is, it will affect the change. So let's quickly see what we're trying to say. Let's quickly see what we are trying to say. Okay. Blender, where are you? Okay, Blender is not showing my window because it's waiting for me to make it appear here. I don't know when Google will actually find a way to. Google have actually found a way to just rectify this issue. I don't know why they haven't. So, Blender. Now you have keyframe. Guess what I'm going to show you now? I'll go to a different keyframe in 15 seconds. I think the 15 seconds is showing green. Why? Because you are on a different frame. You are not on the frame originally keyframe the last, which was this guy. But if you now right click and insert a single keyframe, it will bring in a new keyframe. Watch another keyframe. Now it has turned yellow. Do you know why it's showing this line here? It's telling you that the value, which is 10.706 meter at at the 15th frame. If you go to the 10th frame, it's still the same value. So it's telling you that here is the same. I really love this about Blender, which Cinema 4D does not have. I don't know about Maya, but when you animate, you can see that okay, it means the object is the same here. Look. Let's come. Let's look at this thing properly. So now, if I come to 1 and play, it gets to 10, but it stops at the same way to 15. Let me stop. Look, 8, 9, 10, 11, nothing, 12, 13, 2. It's like keyframes. Now let's go to 20. Let's right click. This one now we're doing all the frames. Let's just do all the frames because I'm trying to do something at 20 bar. Let's come to 30 and just rotate anyhow. Maybe because we didn't rotate to any angle, you can see all the values from X, Y, and Z should right click and set keyframes. So 2 keyframes. This one is for rotation. Can you see? So at here it was like this, and here it is. So Blender will say that okay, you say at 20th frame it should be like this, and at 30th frame it should be like this. It will look for ways to blend in the last keyframe and the next keyframe. That is what is called interpolation. Interpolation too. Blender tries to find the way in between. So let us close this. I wanted to do a quick demo because of time. I didn't want to make sure. So now I'm trying to explain amateurs. Guess what? This is an amateur. Watch. So now if you come to wireframe mode, you see that the bones are there. Now you come to pose mode. If I alt R, it means I'm resetting it back to the way it was. This is a very simple object I did. So now if I come here, I can just press this to come to pose mode, or you can come here and come to pose mode. So when I do this, these are amateurs. These bones are amateurs. And you can see they are moving the object. They are moving the object. Look how it's bending. Look how it's bending. You can bend even the stomach to show belly. You can bend the leg too. You can see the reason why is this because this is the parent bone. That is why if you rotate this one, all of them are rotating. You rotate this one, is the one that's on top that is rotating. And if you rotate this one, only this one will rotate. These are amateurs. Now, when they tell you constraint, which is the next one, is if I bring in add maybe a bone, we can use the bone, or we can use an empty. Let's use an empty. Empties are not visually empty, but it's cool. Now, if I come here and say, and I come to this bone, I can come to this bone, come to click this bone, come to bone. There's object constraint properties. But because it's bone, you come to bone constraint properties. If it was an object, that's what we'll do. I can do child of. This is just okay. Let's not do something complicated. Let's do copy. Let's do copy rotation. It will now tell me what are we trying to copy, where are we copying to. You see, immediately we did copy, it changed color. You can see it's green now. I'll just click this drop down and click on this empty. You see, immediately it bends to direction of the empty. I can now tell it local space, make here local space. You see, immediately I did local space, it's going. Now, guess what? If I come out and click here, this is when Blender wants to play tricks on you. So now this is what's happening. When it comes to bone constraints, you have to be in pose mode. Normally, it would work if we're coming let's see before original, target space, local, word space. So, I'm not like this thing. Okay, maybe I should have just used child of. But guess what? You can see it bent towards this way because maybe from where I moved this thing, I changed direction. So you can see the bone here has bent already. This is what they call this principle of constraints. As simple as that. This principle of constraints. When we talk of object modifiers now, I come here and maybe and see, you can see I had modifiers stacked up here already, right? Then you see I can keyframe a modifier. So meaning I can see at you see immediately it's appearing here. If you click down this summary, it will tell you that it is a level subdivision. That is where you did your keyframe. If I now go to frame 28, maybe I want it to be at 4 level division and I press right click insert keyframe. Can you see it is going to bevel its way all the way to that? So that's all form of animations. Meaning, okay, let me just clear this, delete, clear keyframes. We need to clear everything. Take it back to 1. Don't forget, don't play with subdivisions, especially if your system is not very strong. So meaning you see all these displays, bending of your simple deform. It's also a form of animation. Same way with shape keys. I'm going to show you shape keys very soon. Now this is me clicking on the object. I want to delete this so that it will go back. You can see it went back immediately. So what I'll do is I'm going to come to no, it is not an object property, it is an object data property. So can you see shape key? If you click on the first one, it will tell you this is the basis of the shape key. The next one, keyframe 1, all you have to do is come here, make this to be 1, or you can click it 1 here. Now what do? I can come edit mode and carry this thing and bring it like this. Can you see I just dragged it one way and I can press, I'll go back to object mode. Now, I didn't do it. I did it while I was highlighting this one. If I drag the slider from 1 back to 0, it will go back to the original way. Animation. This is so beautiful. And the third one, and the last is the one is driver. Right click, add driver. That's done purple. But it's going to tell you what you need to do. Oh boy, to adding driver now, you need to go and we're going to add driver. Like you see that thing like that empty I did. Now, you can tell the driver that you want anytime I rotate the empty, the object should not rotate. Instead, the object should move. So it's kind of very interesting topic and very intuitive. Let's take it back to 0. If you even take it to 1, if you press your edit mode, you can see, and you can still go back and edit it. Then you go come to basis, come here, take it down and take it back to basis. So basically, that's just what it's all about. And I'm excited teaching this too because I love the whole principle of how these things work. So now rigging can be advanced. They say rigging can be as advanced as your project requires. Rigs are effectively defining own user interface for the animators to use. Meaning, when you see those characters, Moana and all, Shrek and all, they don't actually move the bones. They move objects that move another object that move the bones, or move objects that move the bones directly. Because it is stressful to come, enter. You have to first, most times the bones is going to be inside the body, as you saw. You have to start entering um, um, wireframe, just look for a bone, just to move a neck. It's stressful. So that's why we kind of find a way to make things easier for ourselves. Like this character, what's her name? Is this Judy? And I've forgotten this character name, but it's from Zootopia. So now, if you were to create this character, you will see controllers around her body. You don't need to go inside her main bone and start looking at one left, one right, and all. So that's what constraints give to you. Now, or most amateur controllers. Now, an amateur is often used with a modifier to deform a mesh for character animation. Do you know that automatically when I merge that bone with the box, immediately it created a modifier stack there, which called like amateur modifier. So that's just how it is. When you merge an object to a bone, exactly this is what's going to happen. Our assignment is going to be interesting. I think it should just be since started to prepare for that. So now these are keyframes. Keyframes is what you saw when I was inserting those keyframes, those yellow dots you saw under there in my timeline. You use timelines, you use dope sheets, and use graph editors to see whatever you're doing. A keyframe is simply a marker of time. So it's just marking that particular keyframe, there is a keyframe on that particular frame. That's what it means. Keyframe is simply a marker of time which stores the value of a property. Now, when they say value of a property, it means maybe the value of the transformation, which is moving the x-axis, or value of rotation, maybe rotating the y-axis. anything. You can see when I changed that modifier, it's changed too because it's telling me that it's changing the value of the property of subdivision from 2 to 4. It's simple like that. So now when we say visualization, say there are some important visualization features in the 3D viewport that can help animation. When the current keyframe, when the current frame is a keyframe for the current active object, the name of this object shown in the upper left corner of 3D viewport turns yellow. It's telling me that, look, oh, this guy has been keyframed. That's just what it's just trying to tell you. This is the up part of the viewport I'm going to show you. Now, interpolation, remember what I told you. So when you say you want your box to be in A, at point A in keyframe 1, and you want it to be at point B in keyframe 15. Blender finds these lines you are seeing are interpolation. Blender is trying to calculate, since he said he wants to choose 2 different positions, what is the closest point we can use to get there? Meaning, if you are doing it at keyframe 1 and keyframe 2, at keyframe 1, it will just be at point A, at keyframe B 2, it will just be at point B. But if you are done keyframe 1 and space it well and keyframe 15, at 2 you see it move, at 3 you see it move gradually to move up point A and B. That's what interpolation does. Find a line between the two of them. You can see they're saying keyframe interpolation is represented and controlled by animation curves, also known as F curves. Very confusing, I'll not lie to you, but you will be fine. These curves can be viewed and modified via the graph. These are how the graphs are. Now, the x-axis of the curve corresponds to time, while the y-axis of the value of the respects respects the value of the property. So that's the value. Now, keyframes themselves define points of the curve, while interpolation is controlled by additional parameters. Now, let's not confuse you so you can see what we're trying to see. So if you come to Blender, if you look here to so firstly, if you look up here, you can see okay, I undid everything, so you can see our keyframes are not here. I'm going to come to bone properties and remove the bone property. So now let's say we want it at this is bone 002. I'm going to put rotation. I'm going to pose mode, rotation, and I maybe rotate around y-axis. Just insert a single keyframe. If you come to 25, come at or 30, let's say 30, you can drag the slider and see. Let's drag it to 109 and keyframe. Now, if I zoom in and play from here, can you see that it was rotating till it got here? So basically, this is rotation. I'm thinking I should do x-axis, not 2. Let's do x-axis. So I'm going to right click, insert a single keyframe at 28, come to 10, and drag it into the minus angle. It's 0, 0. Drag it this way at minus, and then right click, insert single keyframe. This is 2 keyframes. That's what they're trying to tell you. If you come all the way to, there are 3 things you use to you know my timeline now. You can do graph editor, you can do dope sheet. You can see dope sheet will give you a bit more. All is seen in yellow, right? You come to graph editor, can you see? So you come to this bone 2. You can see others are not showing. Let me tell you, when I used to do my animations, all these places should be full. Why? Because when you move a character hand, you're moving it in X, Y, and Z axis at the same time. So you see all. Now it is telling me that it is in Bezier form to calculate between this last point and this next point. Remember they told you x-axis on the curve corresponds to time. Here's our x-axis. This is our x-axis. So it's still the same thing. 10 and 28. See, 28 and 10. 28 and 10. This movement means if you watch that video, Principles of Animation, please watch it. it is trying to, by default, when you animate two values, it gives you a Bezier, slow in and slow out, meaning it started slow, increases speed, and slow gets back slow. But because between frame 10 and frame 28 is just 8 frames, it's going to always be fast. Do you see? Or can you see? Can you see? It started slow, fast, slow, slow, fast, slow, slow, fast, slow. So now, when you're seeing all those curves and oh, this is where it is, you can make it linear. You can say, okay, okay, you click this two, you can see it's here. You see all those handles are here too. You can turn the handle if you want. If you turn the handle like this, it means it will just it will first start fast and slow at the end. This is the real fast and slow. Can you see? And it seems a bit more realistic if you notice. Do you know why? If you zoom in here, you see that it came up small and came back here. Meaning that slow, it looks realistic now. If you notice, it went back a bit. It went back a bit. So you see, we're animating already, guys. We're doing great job. Like we are doing the unbelievable that people thought that we couldn't do. You know, look now. Can you see it shaped? It's shaped too. So now we are trying to mimic life. We're trying to mimic life. If you shoot a gun, there's a recoil. It goes back a bit. All these things, we record everything. We record everything. So whether you're in dope shit or let's go back to timeline. Can you see? In timeline, most times this is just what you see in timeline. And most times your timeline is like this, so you don't know. If you drag it, you see all these other guys. You know what these other guys are telling you? This is an amateur. Then if you enter your amateur, the amateur action, then your bone. If I put okay now watch. If I right click and insert a single, let's go to at frame 10. Insert a single keyframe at Y. Can you see Y has appeared here? Now Y has appeared here. But you can see it's only X. Like from here, if you trace it, this is X. There is no place for the Y in this other side. Like look, can you see there's no Y here? Why? Because we've not inserted a different Y here. So basically that's just what it does for you. So most times you're just trying to interpolate while you're trying to interpolate while you this thing. You're just trying to interpolate while you can make it linear, you can make it bezier, you can make it slow in and slow out. All those parts that you saw in the video. You see, the principles of animation started with two dimensional. Don't forget. That is the main reason why at the end of the day, animation starts with two dimensional, two frames. That's why we started with Looney Tunes, we started with Mickey Mouse, started with Tom and Jerry. Before we now started doing 3D. Do you understand? So please, we are following up, thumbs up, so that we can know that yes, we are actually following up, doing great stuff. So now the interpolation mode is the main setting that specifies for each keyframe on how the curve is interpolated. When you hear interpolated, don't be confused. It's just the distance between the last keyframe and the next keyframe. So it's how the curve is interpolated from that key to the next one. So there are a number of modes with this one: constant, linear, quadratic, etc. And all form different, like, and a free form Bezier mode, meaning that Bezier mode you can say I just use the handle and manually turn the handle and it actually worked. You get. So the extrapolation specifies how the curve extends before the first and after the last frame. Meaning you see that handle ID, that one is the extrapolation. Interpolation is the in-betweens. Extrapolation is the ends, like end before it's end and after the last keyframe. So beginning before the first keyframe and after the other keyframe. So basically that's just it. Basic interpolation is controlled by handles, which have a handle type and position. The position of free and aligned handles must be set manually from the graph editor, while vector, automatic, and clamp handles are computed automatically from keyframe values. I'll show you that, don't worry. Interpolation, extrapolation, and handle type can also be changed from the dope sheet. So you can't, it's not only the graph. Remember I did graph editor, that was where I went to. But you can also do it in dope sheet. You can just go click on the old right click. If you press T, you will see where you can do. If you right click, you see all the options. Right click, you can change keyframe type, handle type, interpolation type. If you right click right now and check, you will see it. So I'm still going to do that for you. The non-mode resembles how most other software works and only considers the values of the immediately adjacent keys. So now the continuous acceleration mode considers the shape of the whole curve. So now, if it is straight, like now, if from this last keyframe to this next keyframe is just straight, it means it is linear. You know the meaning of linear? Only robots move in linear. Make sure your animations are not linear, except you are purposely doing it. So most times in animation, we try to make sure we are cautious of this. Even till now, even the best animators, they still it's something that you keep learning and learning because remember your brain. It's not easy to mimic real life. Cars don't move linear because when you start the car, you start to move from slow to fast. So you cannot use your car as linear. What moves linear? Let's see. Robot moves linear from point A to point B. When you used to use the old DVDs those days and you see the DVD bouncing from screen to screen, that one can be linear because there's no it's just going this way. There's no specific like there's no slow in and slow out. I'm taking for linear. Well, when you put on your fan, it starts from slow. When it starts from slow, so imagine you frame the fan from at 1 o'clock and 30 seconds into one. That's maybe almost a minute past one. If you if you make your fan go to 5, but when you put it on to when you went to 5, it was slowing and slow out. Yes, it's true. No, it was slowing, but there's no slow out. That out. You see that when it hits, when it's at maybe, in fact, it takes just 5 seconds now for your fan to be speeding. Now, when your fan starts to speed, it becomes linear because once you put it off, for humans, we don't do linear. Look at your body parts. You move and you stop and you go back a bit. If you're running, when you stop, you still go forward too much because of the force that you have gained after a lot of steps that you've taken. So you are just trying to mimic life, guys. There's nothing very difficult about all we do. Now, for visually distinguishing keyframes, let them come in now. So now, for visually distinguishing regular keyframes from different animation events or states, that's extremes, breakdowns, and other in betweens. This is in that video. That's why I need us to see that video. Here, you see, sometimes most this thing you see out there, they will believe that there is a little information that has gotten to you already before you actually delve in. So most times that's just how most of this I'm having a little problem with my network. I don't know why. I think this is MTN. Excuse me. So now you have your normal keyframe, white or yellow diamond. This is the normal keyframe. So when we do normal keyframe, look at it. You see when it was the same, this was what it showed. Now for breakdowns, for transitions between key poses, it is in gray. Most times you not see this, but when you do your 2D animations, you see them most of the time. All these things, if you used to do 2D animation and you do interpolation, you will see all of them. But most times when you do your 3D, you might not see all of them because most times you want to be in control of all the kind of keyframes, whether they are extreme, whether they are jitters, or whether just normal keyframes. Now you see for moving wood, which is dark or orange, now they say a keyframe that adds a small amount of motion around the wooden pose, meaning maybe a little shake. That's actually very interesting. Should also display a bar between them. And then we have the extreme, which is an extreme stage or some other purpose as needed. So maybe you took it to 10 point something meters. You can go to 10.1, 10.2, 10.3 and come back to 10 point the original one you put. And then there's jitter. It's like maybe one that will just like shake a bit, a filler or baked keyframe for keying on ones or some other purpose as needed. Look at our handles and interpolation mode display. Let's come to Blender. So if you come to Blender and we are clicking this for rotation, let's right click. Can you see for right click this easy mode, easy in and ease out. This interpolation mode, look at what we've been saying. And there is handle type. And then there is keyframe type, which is what we've been doing. Let's see what extreme does. And you see, so much difference, but it still obeys, but it turned pink. So all of them have all their uses. It shakes a bit more because it will go a bit more and come back. Keyframe type. Let's go to jitter and you see. So most times these guys are mostly for interpolation. So you might not really tell the differences like that. This one is the normal moving hold, this is normal keeping, and these are breakdowns, these are for in-betweens. So they are not mostly used at the end, they are always used in betweens. Just like trying to interpolate. Ah, my companion mode has not actually joined this meeting. Wow. That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. So for our hand, you see, I showed you handles and interpolation mode. Now you see, dope sheet can display the Bezier handle type associated with the keyframe and mark segments with non-Bezier interpolation. So this facilitates basic editing of interpolation without the use of graph editor. Now the icon shape represents the type of Bezier curves belonging to the keyframe. So for circle now, it means it's auto clamp. Circle with dot, automatic. Square means it's vector. And clipped diamond means it's aligned. And diamond is just free. So these are the clipped diamonds, these are the diamonds, these are the squares. There is circle with dots and these are the circles. So now let's do the more interesting one, which is the amateurs. Because before you even understand those guys, you need to go understand what you're using them for. This thing is going to run in for maybe a bit of 30 minutes into the next hour because you need to finish at least, you need to get to the end of this one at least so that everybody can go along. So I don't want to be so fast because I'm trying to beat up 1 hour. So I'm going to send another link and you just join it immediately, please. But it's not going to be long because we're almost done. But I need to show examples. I need to show examples. It's important. So yeah. It's not magic. Don't worry. I'm doing well. So now for amateurs, now an amateur in Blender can be thought of as similar to the armature of a real skeleton. Remember, so now we have bones that are moving actual body parts. Basically, that's what they all do. Now, these bones can be moved around, and anything that they are attached to or associated with will move and deform in that similar way. I bent the angle of that bone, and actually, the main one too got bent. So that's actually a good one and very interesting one and very fun. Now, your first amateur, when you bring in a bone, this is what you see. So in order to see what we're talking about, let us try and add the default amateur in Blender. So now, you open your scene, you bring in and add in an amateur. When you bring in and add in an amateur, this is what you see. If you press number or delete, you see the amateur at maximum zoom. Now, I'm going to go there, don't worry, just chill, just chill. Now, as you can see, an armature is like any other object in Blender. So it has origin, position, rotation, scale factor, everything. Let me just, let me see if it can be linked to other scenes. Yes, you can take it to other scenes. Remember I taught you about splitting scenes. Now, all animations you do in object mode is only working for the whole object, not on the armature bones. So now, if you want to animate with amateurs, you must go to what? I'm going to type it in the chat so that you know that it is real. Pose mode. I am going to send in the attendance now, but I'm still going to send it in the next class. But please, because you've signed it does not mean you cannot. I don't mean next class, like in the next one. Please just sign in your attendance quickly. I didn't want to forget. I want to make sure everybody joining. God bless as you do so. God bless as you do so. But you can see pose mode, very important. You So what they're trying to tell is that moving the object in object mode, you're only moving it in object mode with object properties, like every other object. When you go to pose mode, it's a different thing entirely. So when you want to move amateurs can only do it in pose mode. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So now, as amateurs are designed to be posed, either for a static or animated scene, they have a specific state called rest position. Now, this is the amateur's default shape of the position rotation. That's the default of the rotation or scale or position of those bones set in edit mode. So in edit mode, you will always see your armature in rest position, whereas in object mode or pose mode, you will usually get the current pose of that one. You can enable rest from the armature panel. Now let us show all this. Let's show workings. Let's show workings. Everything we've explained here. Let's show workings. So quickly, where is Bleh Bleh? Bleh Bleh, where are you? So now this is what I'm trying to tell you. You can only do in pose mode. But they're trying to tell you that every bone object, let me come to, and then if I click this object and come, in fact, without even clicking the object, whether you click anywhere, if you come to this place, toggle here, you see toggle X-ray, it's different from this X-ray. You can see it alight too at the same time, but if you come here and click this, it will show you like now you can see the bones. And now you can come to your pose mode. So what he's trying to tell you is that every amateur has his own origin point. You can see, look, you can see the origin point is here. Let me show you. If I move this cursor away, let me click here. I'm clicking the cursor. Can you see this is origin point? Mm, this is going to go off soon. Mm, so yeah, let me just create another one very quickly so that we can all join. So yeah, please bear with me. These things everybody was thinking we could actually just teach them once and get away with it, but now takes time. I'm going to send the attendance again, so in case people can join up. All right, so yeah, just chill for the next one. Okay. So basically, if you see I'm in object mode, don't forget, look, I'm in object mode. Let me even, I'm in this custom mode, that's why. Come in, accept, since my companion mode, I don't know, I'm using different networks, so my companion mode that's what's supposed to be helping me to accept people to come into the call. So basically, right? If I click on this particular object that we are using, come here. Okay, let me drop down here so you can see it. Can you see under the armature? This is where it is. It is under the armature because I bounded it with the armature. Anytime once you merge them, it will go under the armature because the armature now dictates everything about the object. So now if I move this and I'm only moving it in object mode, you can see it's moving here in object mode. But if I come to pose mode, meaning I can now do anything I want with whatever I see. All of them have different values. They will rotate to different value. Look now, this one rotates to 0.79 here, this one 79, and this one you can see this one is 1.0, x axis 0, y axis 0, z axis 0. I can rotate it. You can see it's a different one, individual of this, but this one controls everything. Now let me explain. Somebody will ask me that why is it that this place is grayed out, location is grayed out here, meaning here location is not grayed out because you can move everything. Here location is grayed out. Do you know why? Because I don't know how to say, maybe should I say the bum of this is attached to this. So that's how bones work as a result of the connection you have from the last bone. Do you understand? So basically that's how it works. That's why you can't really I'm pressing G to move, but instead it's only rotating. That is why this guy has been grayed out. Rotate like this. And see, we've done something very fun. I'm going to come out here, press 1, and I'm going to do something different again. So I'm going to add mesh, another cube. Here you can see it here. I'm going to press edit mode, go to face mode, click on the top face. I'm on the top face, don't forget. I'm going to press 1, that's front view, extrude, scale, extrude. Now I'm going to, let me remove this this wireframe mode. That's the wireframe mode up here is what I did. So I'm going to do 2 loop cuts. Come here, press 3, sorry, not F3. 3 will give you, don't forget, when you emulate numpad, those numbers up will not give you what I have because my system has both numpad and the numbers up. Once you have numbers up, your 3 is going to be your side view. Your 3 is going to be your side view, but this is a different 3, which is the ones above. So you that have numpad naturally, if you press your 3, if you're not emulating, your 3 will actually be your face mode, edge mode, and 1 will give you vertex mode. Can you see? Very interesting. So for the sake of people that are vexing that they don't have this, let's come to the actual face mode. We're going to do this now. I'm going to press 1 and extrude. I'm going to come to this place to again press 1 and extrude the other way. So you just imagine it had hands. I'm going to 3, 5 loop cuts, 2, 3, 4, 5 loop cuts, and create two loop cuts here, 2 loop cuts here, 2 loop cuts here. So imagine just do something that is even not even realistic. See how long it's annoying me that it's taking me this amount of time. It's supposed to be just fast. Back, we're done. Now I'm going to come here, add subdivision surface, and apply it. If you apply it, it's going to apply as 2. Because if you had left it like this, it will render like 2. But since it's 1, it is actually going to, if you apply it, it's going to, and remember you can apply in edit mode. So I'll go to object mode and I'm going to apply as 1. Now look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift A, or you can do it, bring in a bone. Now this is what I'm going to do. Because this bone is a controller bone, I'll put him in the center. Look at what I'm doing, guys. Now I'm going to press edit mode. Press this mode. I'm extruding. E, extrude. I'm going to teach you all this. You see. Once I'm doing the E, I press Z to constrain it. I press Z to constrain along the Z axis. I press E again, maybe like chest region. Then we can see. I'm going to press mirror. Once I press mirror, I will press G up to move this guy. Now, if I press extrude, okay, I know why it's not. Guys, do you know why it's not mirroring? I didn't do it on the X axis, so no problem. Let's just take it off. No need. No need. We're not doing it in the origin. Don't forget, Blender respects this origin. That's why you can do things at the other side. So it only makes sense if is this one now that I could have mirrored, this one that I created. I just didn't want to confuse you by moving a lot of things around. So I'm going to select all these ones, take them up here, and I just do this. Come here, very simple E, then E again. Then let's bring this neck down small and E for the table. Sorry, and E for the head. And now, because this is the parent bone, I know why I didn't do it from down here, because this is what's going to move all the character. So I'll click from the bottom here and press E1, E2. So now this is our parent bone. You can see the direction of it extruding towards the Z axis is different, and the one towards the other one is one different over here. So here's it. Just watch me carefully how I do this. Just watch how I do this. Please, I hope you're enjoying this class. I know it's kind of a bit oozy doozy, but we are fine, guys. As I always say, I don't lie to you. If I click on this object, I'm a wife, and that's right. And I hold shift and click on the bone. what you click on last turns orange and what you click on recently turns yellow. Blender respects yellow. So if you do Control P, which is to set the parent, you can set it to just object, which is just transform, meaning if I move the bone, it will move. That is just transform, but I'm going to undo. If you do Control P, what we do is automatic weight. Most times, if you do envelope weight, it's going to do. Let me tell you what envelope weight does. Envelope weight, if you don't do it well, you see error message here. You see that error message you used to see in in coding is here. You think you can run, you can't run. You cannot run. Even if you can run, you can't hide. Now, if I click on my bones, I can actually come to pose mode. So I've taught the rest of this class like in just one sample. Now, if you come here, you can rotate. Can you see? You can rotate your head, rotate your waist. But watch what happens when I rotate the origin button. Can you see? Can you see? Yeah. And then you can rotate this too. I can rotate this. So you see, this is actually very interesting. It's a very interesting and nice. You see what I've started doing. So if I'm doing this example, you should be imagining what your assignment is going to be. You should just be imagining already. Just start imagining House of Dragon, like dragon wheeling its wings, and cities flying away. Like it's something you guys can do because I don't want to ever underestimate you guys. You guys are good, and I will never do that because I know you can do it. You can do it. I'm going to bring you the attendance again, just for people that didn't. No, 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 no. I did adjust my attendance, so Control C. You guys can do it too. So when Superteam people come and meet me and we have our meetings, and then they're like, "How about your people? Are they doing well?" I'll tell them, "Oh, boy, they're doing beautifully well, and there's nothing they cannot do." So there might be projects ready for you guys, depending, of course, for just the serious ones, because we're here to make money. That's just the truth. We're not really here to just be here and learn this thing and go and sleep. No, we're here to make money, money, not money, money. So let's go to Blender. So in one, I have explained to you, this is what they were trying to tell you is that what I was doing in the, you show those things I was doing, trying to arrange it in edit mode. I was arranging it in edit. You can't Kokoma extrude in object mode, so you know already. That is why I have the origin of my classes from week 1, day 1, teaching you. You see why you needed to know the use of editing, mirroring, beveling. You can even subdivide. Look, I right click, subdivide. Can you see I've subdivided? I can come to this subdivide and add the number of cuts. Can you see? But it will never show because what Blender used, see, it will not work. It will not work. It can only work here because we had binded the object before we subdivided. So that was a very, very, very useless subdivision. It was useless. I want to know if you actually understand what I'm trying to say. You understand what I'm trying to say? It was actually a useless ordeal. So we are going to go back to our presentation slides, my wonderful people. So now you see this, I even used my own, so you will know, because I need to make sure I start using my own like examples, my own object, because now from now on you'll be seeing my own object, you see my own project, and so that you can relate, because you not start saying how many years will you get it? Oh boy, no, it's just going to take you weeks, highest months. But guess what? You need practice. So if, no matter how I teach you, if you don't practice, like now you see that sculpting, I can only teach you the tools. I will never be able to see. If you go to YouTube, you still follow them and follow them. As you are doing, you do. As you are doing, you do. You have to keep doing every day. Even me as I am, if I keep doing every day, of course, I'll be getting much more better because I'm used to my strength is I begin to niche towards, like now. I'm not the kind of person that will tell you I can sculpt Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. I can't because maybe I can try, but I'm more, my strength lies more, my interest lies with cartoon characters, meaning Moana. Meaning, you can see my characters, you can see them on Twitter, you can see that they look kind of funny, big eyes, big ears, you know. So basically, let me just keep admitting. So basically, they're telling you that bones in amateur can be generally classified into two different types. Number one is deforming bones. Number two is controlling bones. What I showed you now is deforming bones. Whatever all these people want to tell you here, I've showed you already. Means deforming bones are bones which, when transformed, will result in vertices associated with them also transforming in a similar way. So you can see when I bend my bone, the vertices here bent. You can see it's almost looking like an elbow. So it's interesting. You can see when I bent this head, it went like this. So all the vertices here, if you zoom in, next verse. If you zoom in, all the vertices here, you can see even the face to bend. Here now, look, the length between here and here. Oh, but I don't know if I can paint. Can I paint? I'm not sure I can paint on this type of presentation, but no problem. So now you can see the point between here and here is the distance. Is even from the distance between here and here. So all the vertices, edges, and faces bent following the result of the bending of these bones. And guess what? They targeted the angles. So now, since you did in your primary school, your secondary school, you did skeleton, and you know that the middle of your bone cannot bend. Please, if you know you want to bend an armature in a particular place, you know what to do. You know that that is where the edge of your bone should appear, not the middle of your bone. Even if you want to subdivide, make sure those edges is where, like now, meaning the next bend is going to be here. You agree you cannot bend here. It is here we will bend. And after here, there's no more bend. The next second one is the control bones. Control bones. There's an image supposed to be here, but I don't know why it's not here. But that time when I explained to you how some bones can create other bones to move. The same way I created that empty, you know, and the empty, when the empty move, the head of the bone is supposed to move. That's how control bones are. So there are some bones that are used to put inside your armature, that's put inside your object to move your object, or there are bones that will control the bones that are inside your object, so that you don't need to be going to be clicking. If you go back now, you can't see your bone now, but you have to be zooming in to click the head. Or if you first click the body will highlight. You have to click again until the bone highlights, and you might not see it until you go to wireframe mode. So basically, that's just it. So let's quickly move on. Let's quickly move on. Let's quickly move on. So now, for structure, remember, you see what I told you. So while I was editing, you notice that every time I was clicking here, if I was highlighting here, if I press extrude, it will extrude from the tip or from the root. I was calling it bottom, but it's root. So you can't bend the body. You can only bend the tip between the tip and root of the next bone. It's as easy as that. That's how it is. So they have three elements: the start joint, then the root, the body, and then the end joint. So which now with the default armature in edit mode, you can select the root and the tip and move them as you do with the mesh vertices. So me now, what I did, the demo I did, I moved them to fit the armature that I was creating, because that's like a character already. Legs, argue with me. It's a character already. It just doesn't have legs. I can actually put eyes, put nose, put mouth. I'm going to teach you easy constraints too, so that you can know what you are doing. Because guess what? Your next assignment is going to be in video form, meaning you animated. If it's going to be video, it means you animated. Yeah. So now you can see, just like everything, they also have radius property, and they're also useful for envelope deformation method. You see that envelope deformation method? You see when I right click, when I did Control P, which is set parent. Now I did that. You can see there was as just object offset, there's just object transform, or there's automatic weights. I did automatic weights. I'm going to show you something very soon too. This is roll, bone, implant. Just know that most times when we roll our bone joints, this is what they're trying to tell you. You can see this place are calling orange because that is where most times, like you're trying to tell, if this is the body of the character now, this is where it will roll. These edges is never the center. The center will not bend. It is here. So since here is bending, it is almost, you almost call it a rolling ball. It's like a ball and socket joint. Like see your knee. There's a bone separate from your femur and your this other bone that is down here. I've forgotten, but you see that knee bone, that knee joint, there's a bone, there's a ball joint. It's a ball joint. That's why when you straighten your leg, you can see that place comes up. You can see everything. We are just trying to simulate life. People, bone influence. A bone is envelope visualization. A bone in envelope visualization in edit mode. Basically, a bone controls a geometry where vertices follow the bone. Now, let me tell you, when you are setting amateurs to a character, make sure those bones are directly inside the mesh of them. If they are outside, they will not control it properly. That is especially for automatic. If you do it for envelope, envelope means it is going to take out all the vertices around that bone to control it. Automatic means it is going to take out that too, but it will automatically blend in the next vertex and the last one. So you see how all of them have their uses. Now, the simplest way is to have each bone affecting these parts of the geometry that are within a given range from it. This is called the envelope technique because each bone can control only the geometry enveloped by its own influence area. The body, let me just take it back to my. So now, so it is only affecting the vertices that are around there. If I move this guy, this other head is going to only move because this bone is parented to this bone. But this whole part is not moving because I moved here. It is only here that we move. If you understand what I'm trying to say, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. But this is deep sharp, but it's cool. Let's keep going. We never give up, do we? We don't give up here. Do we give up here? See my point. My point is the whole of this place is rotating. Normally, if I rotate this, it's only this place that is supposed to rotate. But because all these other part of the bones are parented to this one, that is why all of them are rotating. Meaning, that is why if I rotate the head, none of them is parented to the head. But this part of the neck is rotated is to the head. So now we are only moving where the vertex. Can you see? It's moving the vertex, it's moving the edges, it's moving the face here. Can you see? If you move here, look, if you move here, this is what automatic does. When I move here, you can see all this place too is moving. This part of the hand. And then if I move here like this, remember, this other guy is nothing will happen to it because when initially we parented the control P, these subdivisions were not here. So this mesh does not know this object. That's what it's trying to tell you. Look at our armature 001. You know what showing 001 is original armature. Let me come to object mode and click the other armature. See the armature here. So now this is 001. Now, guess what? You can't find your cube. Do you know why? It is under the armature. Immediately you bind it. This is cube 002. You know it was the cube now. Then we modify the cube to turn to like a stickman figure. It's not really stickman, but cool. Look at where our cube is. If you go to the modifier, did I go to modifier? No. But there's an automatic modifier stack here. Why? Because when you make an armature, when you parent a body to an armature, don't forget when you want to do, you hold the body, hold shift and click the bone before you control P. So the blender recognizes the armature as what you're trying to parent to. Once you do that successfully, of course, if you click on the bone, you will not see the modifier. There's no modifier stack except for bones for amateurs, but there is for the cube. Now, look, can you see that? Let's come out. Can you see what is right? What is right here? Amateur type of modifier. You see that I when we're treating modifiers, you click here. These ones are the modifiers. These ones are the generates. These ones are the deforms. And these ones are the physics. Can you see that for deformation? That is why we are deforming the character. Deforming means you are moving, you are changing its form. That's where amateur falls under. So yeah. So let us keep going. Let's keep going. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Just hang on. So basically, this was what I was trying to explain. So now in envelope visualization, you can see the part of the vertices around here follows only the one that is highlighted blue. The one that is here will follow the one that is here. The one that is here will follow the one that is here. That is how it is mostly. So now all these influence parameters are further detailed in the skinning pages. But I didn't put skinning again. I had to remove skinning. Skinning is very, very deep. Skinning is very, very deep, but then you can bring in an object through skinning. You can bring in an object through skinning, you can bring in an object that you can deform an object through skinning. or you can deform an object through normal armatures. Two ways. I'll show you that one quickly. It's a bonus one. Sha. So now you see your two bar, you can select, you can move. You saw what I did now. Everything I did extrude. So meaning you can rotate, you can create your circle, you can scale, you can put everything you want to do. You can do your bone, you can measure, you can annotate. All this is in your left panel. I'm going to show you. See, remember we did extrude. So I told you that we've gone through all this already. See, when you press E for each selected tip, you can even do 3 points from one point. You can do three, you can do two, depending on however way you want. You get me? So now this bone will be the child of its tip owner. So you see that bone when we move other bones, that one used to move. It is a child of, it is parented. That's why you see Blender likes to use the word parent and child. So basically that's it. Parent and child. So as usual, once extrusion is done, only the new bones tips are selected, and in select mode you can place them to your liking. We place them to our likings, to not just our likings, we place them to follow the character. And guess what? Make sure in front view and side view your bones, which are your armatures, are fitting your object properly. If not, you will have errors. You will have weight pain. You have weight errors. You have weight errors. They'll tell you there's one or more. They say Blender finds issue with one or more bones. You will find so many errors. And now guess what? This is also another beautiful thing. Now you can actually in that same edit mode bring in another bone. Not extruding. You like imagine there was no bone here. Like it stopped here. You can bring another bone and put it here. And maybe you have your object in this shape. It can still control just this area. That's the beautiful thing. Meaning you can have you can imagine a cartoon character that does not have a neck, but the head is floating on the body. You can actually still put neck bone and put it, but make sure the end point, where the end point of the neck and the beginning of the head is fitting into just the tip of the edge of the jaw of the character. It will work. You can see more extrusion samples. And there's mirror, but it didn't work. You know why it didn't work? Because we were not at the center. I'm going to do a quick sample with your X mirror so that when most times your characters are supposed to be symmetry. They're supposed to have symmetry. What do I mean? What is on the left side, the same thing on the right side. Don't forget, animation is not hard. All these characters that you're seeing behind all these our illustrations, they have a T pose or A pose where their left is mostly the same with their right. I know here's the tattoo on Dwayne Johnson's character here. I know if you look at the main cartoon, you see the tattoo here is different from here. That's different. That's in texture. In texture, you can go however way you want to do it. But you cannot model her eye twice. You can't model nose twice. It doesn't make sense. When your eyes are the same. Realistically, humans, our left eye is not the same size with the right eye. That's a different topic. But since this is, you can't notice now, most times it's not noticeable. But this is animation we're talking of. So we do not need our eyes to be slightly different because you will just suffer. Modeling one eye and modeling the next eye. I see questions, no questions. Please drop down your questions in the chat box very quickly because we're almost done. Please drop down your questions. Please drop down your questions. Please drop down your questions. Um. Okay. So and then we have motion parts. This is a very good. Do you know that? Let me not just expose myself. I didn't know of this motion part up until a few weeks ago. Now I knew motion parts in Cinema 4D, but since it was there in Cinema 4D, I just kept using it. Since it was there, since I've used Cinema 4D before and I used Blender, I was like, okay, maybe Blender has it, but I never had time to like look for it. I now saw it again because I was trying to put this up like 2 weeks ago. So you can imagine how powerful this is. So did you know what motion parts does? There are three keyframes here. This first orange, this second orange, and the third orange. So the first orange, you said the orange the object was here. At frame 20, you put it up. At frame 40, you put it here. So what this one does is just it follows. If you tell it to bake in motion part, it will just bake from the first one. So you show you a line of the part, motion part as the name implies. Do you understand? So it takes you from your origin point and takes you to your end point. So to create or remove motion part, it is necessary to first select the bones and then to show the parts or update them if needed. click on the calculate path button, and you can click to hide the path. Click on the clear path button. You can click anything you want to do. So let me just take it all the way. I'm going to be talking from mirror and motion path. So we are going to blend where you are. Drop your questions, 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 drop your questions. Now watch this. I'm going to slide this back. I can drop this. I can come here and drag it close, and I'm going to shift S and take my cursor back to world origin. It has gone back to the world origin. This particular character is in my first collection. I put it in my first collection. So while I'm teaching, I'll not confuse you. I will take out the first collection and click on the same collection. So if I bring in a new collection, it will go on that collection one or go on that collection two. Make sure about that. You know, as you go, I'll give you more tips on how to make your life easier in this thing. Now, if I bring in a amateur single bone, watch. If I go to edit mode, if I come to so you see where it is here, you can click it. I press extrude. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Okay. I know what's going on now. So most times your X this will work well in your pose mode. So you can see it's still there. So what you do in the left is what you do on the right. You understand? But for edit mode, it actually works too, but I'm probably on a particular setting that maybe the reason why it's not working. And let me undo, delete my bones, shift A, bring in, you can see Wala everywhere. You can see human metal read, you can see human metal read. In case you have a, or guess what, this is for advanced characters that have a face. So you can fit all these bones to your face and everything. This is what you see most times when I'm doing my characters, and you can see make, and then you see I'm in pose mode, I'm not in edit mode. So when I'm in pose mode, if I click this, what I do on the right goes to the left. Can you see? But you make sure you fit it into your character perfectly. I'm taking off the character, I can even just quickly give you guys a demo. And I think it will really help. But you can see in edit mode, if I rotate, it doesn't do that because in edit mode, it is trying to tell you that okay, you are setting how this bone is going to be real life. You know, when we were doing all those things, we were setting everything to how our character was. Like now, shoulder was here, we took it here, the head was here, drag it and put it here, make sure your neck is here. So simple. So that's how it is. So this is basically what it does for you. I'm going to show you motion parts. Let me click on object mode, delete, and let's go to collection 2. Let me see objects, and we animated this, did we? No, okay, I think coming. Oh, I didn't animate it. Oh, yeah, now. If I press Alt R, it's going to take me to the default. I'm not going to do. I'm thinking of how we can do. I want to do location. I don't want to do rotation because most times your body rotates, but you see this one can move. Why? Because it is the basis. This was where we started from. Do you remember? And when we finished extruding, we came back here. That's in edit mode though. We came back here, clicked. You can see you can't click the end when it comes to pose mode because now you're just here to animate. But when we came to edit mode, we came back here and extruded downwards. So let me tell you what you do. You can see here is separate, right? What you do is you do come to edit mode, click this one, hold shift and click this one, control P and tell it to you want to make this guy the father, that's the parent. You can tell it if it say connected, it is going to connect, but it doesn't work in this particular one. It's when you're doing like maybe an animal tail or something. But this one you can control P and tell it to make this main boom the parent, but you keep offset, meaning you keep the distance between them. But Blender should just know that this guy is the parent of this guy, as this guy is the parent of this guy. This guy is the parent of everybody up here. Now they've made him the parent of everybody down here because automatically this one is parented to this one, but this one was separate. Remember, you can see that it kept offset. We see these dots that you are seeing here is telling you that this guy, if you move him, this other one down, we move. Now, do you see how beautiful this is? I'm going to do something. I'm going to press N, drag it out. Let's do location, right click and insert all the keyframes. Come to 21 and take him this way and right click, and you can see only one side turned green, meaning I changed the other ones, but I didn't change Z, meaning I didn't go up. That's me. I'll just right click and insert keyframes again. So come here, character moves to left, character moves to left, character moves to left, character moves to left. Now what I'm trying to do, this is the bone. I'll just come all the way to, yes, object properties, motion part, look at it, tell it to calculate. And wait, I want to make sure you are seeing this thing. I'm not sure you may be able to see the dialog box. Are you seeing the dialog box? Okay, you're seeing the dialog box. You're seeing the dialog box. Please, thumbs up, please. Quickly. You're seeing the dialog box. It's telling you to calculate. It's telling you, it's asking us, what are we calculating down below at the edge? Can you see it? You can see it, please, thumbs up. Can't see Tommy, and can't see any thumbs up. Can't see any thumbs up. You guys need to work with me, please. I need to know I'm carrying everybody along. Okay, 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 nice, thank you. So now, basically, watch. So in there, it's telling you in the range, same frame range. So we choose 1 to 250, but meanwhile, you can just choose 0 to 50 or something. But and if you say frame rate, okay, let's say selected keys, beautiful. So it will only go from here to here. It will not go to 1 to 250 because we're not doing to 250. Click yes. Now look, can you see the previous one and the new one? You can see. Can you see? I'm going to do another one now. Calculate in the range selected keys. Do scene frame range. Okay. Can you see? Actually show you now. This blender is very funny. I don't know what I did different from the other time, and it's when I'm presenting now that it's supposed to show a line because then you want to see your motion line, which is very important. So let's just move forward, child. But I don't know why it's not. But it is showing. Normally, it's supposed to show like it's correct, showing where the keyframe are, like on the air, there and here, like from the last keyframe and the next one. But it's supposed to show a line. So now I also discovered something. Okay, it's telling me nothing to show yet. I discovered something with Blender 3.1 motion parts. We even had colors, but I don't know why 3.41 is not showing me colors. Meaning, if you use 4.2, you will see something that has improved. Don't understand. Don't forget. I'm not discouraging from using 4.2. But I'm teaching you with 3.41 so that when you say 4.2, you'll be able to use it better. Imagine your first car was first Camry. So when you see your Ferrari, you'll be like, imagine you started driving with Camry and with Ferrari. By the time you drive with Camry first and then they give you Ferrari, you know that it's car that they give you. You know that it's car, better car is what they give you. So lastly, please don't be annoyed. My class was too long, but I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to make sure everybody is going on and these things, not like. But then, lastly, what we're doing is physics. So I've given you intro to physics before, if you can remember. So now, Blender's physics system allows you to simulate a number of different real-world physical phenomena. Now you can use these systems to create a variety of static and dynamic effects such as air, grass, and flux. You can do rain, you can do smoke and dust, you can do water, you can do clothes, you can do jello, you can do any kind of thing you want. And there's also something called quick effects. I never started using quick effects because me, anytime I do animation, I need to tailor my animation to what I want. Example, if a car is moving in high speed, the kind of explosion that I will do is not the kind of explosion that quick effect to give me. Quick effect to just give me normal explosion that was not affected by wind, which will be very unrealistic. Imagine a car is moving in motion and there's an explosion and you are moving. If your camera is moving, the car is moving, and something explodes, so what exploded is also moving. Of course, there's going to be a drag. If you watched my 12 principles of animation that I said we should watch, please after this class, try and watch it. And when I drop the video tutorials of this, you add it to it so you can all watch them. There's something called drag. If you can check, there's something called drag in one of the principles of animation. It's especially like maybe you have characters that have floppy ears. When you move your character, the ears will move. All these things, some are a lot of anticipation, some are a lot. Like when you move TV antenna and this is speed of how it moves and all those things are kind of simulations. I put physics as a form of animation too because you can actually also animate them. You can decide to simulate and you can try to animate. Either way you want to do it is fine by you. Now we are going to present Blender one last time. Just one last time, one last time. And so we're talking of physics, right? So now I'm going to go to object mode. Going to chop this guy a bit so I can zoom in, come to object mode. I'm going to bring in a cube. Now look at this cube. Look at this cube. Now they're telling you that there's lots you can do. You can actually come to see object, not object concern properties. If you see physical properties, this is where you see them. There's force field, there's body, there's collision. I'm going to show you everything. Watch. If I do, which one should I do? Which one should I do? Which one should I do? Let's do particle properties. If you come to properties, can you see there's particles? If you press play, it will be falling off. Look, we have our rain already or water. In case whatever you want to do, can you see immediately? And guess what? As it's simulating, it is rendering below. That's why I can see this red line under. I don't mean like rendering, like output rendering. It is simulating and baking it to each keyframe. Instead of emitter, now for this particle system, you can choose either emitter or choose hair. If you choose hair, look, can you see the hair is straight? If you play the hair will not fall. But of course, if you come here and click hair dynamics, go back, see our hair. Our hair is now falling. Our hair is now falling. If you click on dynamics and even move it, can you see? It's even following it, but it's very difficult to like hair takes a lot of calculation. When you're doing hair, you can see you will comb the hair, you can even come here, put particle edit, click side view in case this is your character, move the hair like this. Can you see? See, there's a lot you guys can do. There's a lot. First front view, drop the hair here. This is combing the hair. If you check the other brushes, can you see what? Drop here, drop here, drop here. But hairs are very, very computer intensive. Maybe on our object, let's add subdivision surface 1 so that 1. You can see it is because it's in particle edit. If you come to object, you can see. But you know why it's not it's sorry, oh Jesus Christ, I'm very sorry. I was supposed to click on the it's the cube. You know it's the cube, it's not the hair. It's the cube that are adding subdivision surface. Now watch. Now can you see? If I apply this, let me just this is see never try this at all. So do you know what it's trying to tell me? Let me tell you what it's trying to tell me. I'm going to come to the particles properties and From particle edit, I'll go to object edit. I'm going to press. Now, what I was supposed to do is come here, add your subdivision surface. And Blender wants to do you something. This is my object happy. This is my object happy. Okay. Let's not look like as if maybe I'm the one running crazy. Mirror happy. Subdivision surface. Edit and close. Edit and close. Oh, there are two objects. Oh, this is the keyframed object. Let me just take him off. Sorry about that. So this was the guy. You can see all this while he was actually subdividing. I just didn't see it. I saw it, but I thought it was doubling. Now you can now go and add your hair or add your properties. So you can see there's a lot you can do. That's with physical. That's with the particle properties. If you come to if you come to if you come to physics properties, if you come to physics properties, um okay, wasted a lot of time here, but it's cool. If you come to physics properties, I'm going to insert a plane, scale the plane, drop it down, GZ a bit. And what I'm going to do, I can make this guy as a soft body and make this guy collision. If I come back and press play, you can see soft body, this is how soft body does. So most times soft body doesn't really follow gravity, but you can increase the weight of it. Right now it's a soft body, but the mass is just like, imagine you have mass of 0. Something, 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 something. This is how it's going to be. I'm going to quit it. Let's stop the play, go back to the first one. Let's do cloth. Now go back, press play. Guys, this has to be a very stiff cloth. It's a very stiff cloth. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do. Now let me go back. Make it rigid body. On the rigid, make it active. Press play. It's passing through because anytime you make it rigid body, collision is not enough. So what you do is come to rigid body and make it passive. So there's an active object and there's a passive object. Now watch this. Can you see? Now I can decide to, since it's not keyframe now, is it? No. If it was, you see all those things under here. I'm going to press G, take it high like this. Now watch. Can you see? Let me increase this so that it will see some kind of effect. Maybe if that's something for us. Can you see? Now you see there's even animated, meaning you can decide to animate it while it's doing this. But you can see. Now let's even make it a bit more complicated. Is it following through our character? It is. Let's make this character collision. It is not going to go through it again. I wonder what this is going to do. Even me, I don't know. It still went through. Still went through. Let me see. Okay, collision and rigid body don't work well. So even me today, too, I'm noticing that, but I never like really used to put them together. That's not a nice combination at all. So you can see it's only respecting the guy that is passive. So maybe if we come here and make him passive, so we have two passive objects. It's only respecting this guy that is here. You can only have one initial passive object. Well, there's a lot you can do to all these settings. A lot. You can see permeability, stickiness, your randomization, your damping, your randomization, friction, everything. Guys, this is animation. So you see, you can create rain, you can create smoke. Let's do smoke. Object. Where is it though? Um, mm, G, R. I want to disable all this collision and body. Take out collision. Take out rigid body. Come here. Take out collision. Take out rigid body. Oh, sorry. I press H. H means hide. Because these are objects. So if you look at this object now, come all the way to wait first. object. So I'm looking for a particular setting. Just quick effects. Don't be like me, guys. Don't be like me. If you're looking for anything, just press F3 and search it. Don't be like me. I like to see where those things are. See quick effects, force, quick smoke, quick liquid, and quick explode. So now I can do, but me, I'll come here. This is me. I've shown you the other very easy way. Quick fall, you can see animal fall already. You can see animal fall already. So imagine you're doing like a dog or a horse or something. Yes, maybe what you do is, let me see where you can edit this thing. See, there's even the fall material. This is actually very interesting. I never use these things. Why? Because you can see using hair. You can still drop it maybe. Guess what? See another sweet thing about Blender. You can divide the hair length. Just put divide by 2 and see. You see how beautiful it is? You can tell it to multiply by 1 million. But don't do that. Don't do that. That will blow up the system. So Blender also respects. Look now, see 0 bar. Put plus 1. 1. It has moved. It has gone to 1. It has gone to 1. So I'll just go back to 0. So you can actually do your mathematical functions in value of Blender. That is so beautiful and that is so interesting. That's so nice. So this is your quick fall. Let me undo. Quick, take out our quick fall. You can do your F3 again. Quick effects and let's see smoke. Immediately it forms a domain already. Okay. Guys, look at effects now. Look at effects. You should be happy. You should be buzzing with excitement because you start to think of the kind of things you can actually create with these things. You can edit your smoke however way you want it. Or you do that in materials. So basically this you can do and undo. Quick effects. Which one? Liquid and for liquid liquid is very, very technical. Liquid you need a domain. You can see normally if I was going to teach liquid, normally you will come to your this physical properties. You can see even came here. You can came here. So you make it a flow object, then you make one a domain object. You can see this made automatically domain already. So these things, they're actually extensive on a different level. Like some people, all they do in Blender is effects. So when big studios call them, they only do effects to people. I promise that it's going to be just 30 minutes, but you can imagine it's 1 hour. So we have come to the end of today's class. We have come to the end of today's class. So for all those that were sad that we didn't have class on Wednesday, you see why we didn't have class on Wednesday. Because another hot cake was coming. Another big one was coming. Another mighty one was coming. So so basically we are done. Your head should not be hot because your head should be hot with ideas. Yes, I know. Let me just start. Let's do something, guys. Let's do something. So I'm going to share a new window. I'm going to share a new window and we are all going to look for simple characters that we're going to model. And I need everybody to be active. See, look, you see, you guys that are online here now, you will represent others that are offline. And we have to do this in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. So you are going to unmute your mic, all of you, and we will choose the character we're going to model and we're going to put amateur and we'll make it move. I want your character to wave by hello. Let your hand wave and hear your neck turn. Your neck must turn, your hand must move, your leg must move. Be creative about it. I want animation. I want a video. And you're going to render it. New tab. And please take screenshots. Go to X. It's been a while since we disturbed X. Go to X and post. If your weapons are been rendered, you've not posted your rendered weapons. Please post your rendered weapons. Post your rendered weapons. Tag me. Tag Superteam. Thank them for the class and tell us how you've been feeling. See, there are rewards for all these things, so I'm not going to say anything. The super team is stretched right now, but guess what? We are not blind. All our attendance is there. All our records are there. So please, please, now, guys, unmute your mic because we are going to let us know simple character. I don't want to say 3D. Simple character. Come to images. So guys, what do you think? What do you think? I'm thinking this guy is very simple. I think it's good. I'm not getting any feedback. Should we go and look for do you guys want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? This is actually makes sense. Do you want this? But let's go with Hugo. So I might be willing to create a front view and side view. Can you see there's a front view and side view so that you can help model, guide you to model your characters. Hmm? So yeah. You're not seeing it. Oh god, no. I just remembered that it used to open to the next one. Two characters images. Hope you can see them now. So yeah, please unmute your mic. So let's know what we're doing now. You can see this front view and side view. I might be gracious enough to draw your front view and side view for you, but we're choosing characters. So should we do this guy? Should we do this guy? But this guy does not have a front and side view. Maybe I will have to come up with a front and side view for you. Or I'm thinking this first guy. Why you guys are not here? This is what I was thinking. This is simple now. Guys, what do you think? Let's do this. But make sure his hands are not towards his body. If not, you will not be able to animate him. Make sure his hands are not towards his body. Make his hands T-pose.
Does it for yeah
Yes,
for
yeah,
our
for the assignment.
assignments?
So you model the guy with the same color, everything.
Oh,
So
good.
it's better now because I was going to do like something very complicated, like this kind or Lion King said, you know. Or these guys that are here, you can see they're easy too and they're nice. They look nice. Can you see? Can you see?
Ah,
So let's do this now. Let's just agree and then do this guy. So the call is about to end. So I'm going to save the image. Save the image as JPEG.
oh, there's no side view.
And yeah, there's no side view, sadly. But maybe I will make a side view for you guys and just make things easy for y'all. But then sometimes you should learn how to visualize your side views. So God bless you all for this particular meeting. Hope you didn't see the form. You didn't see the attendance form. The call is about to end. And let me see again. Control V. Are you seeing it now? So this is our assignment, guys. Model the character. Let the character move with his hands. You can see there are no even fingers. It's very easy. I'm thinking about it. Thinking of changing it. In fact, I might change it like once I'm dropping my I might change it. I might change it once I'm dropping my recorded version. So I believe in you guys and please try and take this one very serious because this is animation. This is why you're here. This is why you're here. You're not just to just model and drop. You're here to model and make it move. No, please. Oh, okay, you want the more complicated ones. Like I'm not actually underestimating you guys, and that's not nice. And I feel bad and I apologize for underestimating you. So maybe next time I'll come up with a character that is much more complicated with fingers and toes and actual eyes, not black dots. But please, I want them to be actual colors too. You see the way they are, let them be with the colors. So I believe in you guys. You can see all these other ones that are below now. I believe in you guys. So please post your weapons on X. The rendered one. boost all. You see the way you dropped everything. Put it on X2 like that. Put it on X2 like that. And make sure your render done is the first one. And tag me and tag Superteam. God bless you all. Thank you for joining our meeting. See you on Monday. See you on Monday with your assignments. Yep.